There's something very particular I would like to talk to you about in this video, but first, let me show you a picture of a naked guy and a dead guy. First is Michelangelo's David. This depiction of King David from the Bible was made at the turn of the 16th century by none other than Michelangelo himself. I can never remember which one. This one. This one made it. While I've never been able to see it in person, I am told it is something to see just because of its sheer size and the accuracy of the human form that you see in that statue. Second is this snowman that my nephew and I made last weekend. I took a short video of him explaining our process, but essentially he came up with the X's in the eyes and the tongue sticking out. I just kind of had the idea to steal some ketchup from the kitchen. Now, there are some subtle differences between these two works of art that you may have been able to pick up on. I'm actually going to be talking about one of the factors that makes them very similar, namely the fact of neither of these were made with computers. The point is, because we use computers for almost everything nowadays, providing our livelihood, making things, watching entertaining YouTube videos, and that's all super nice. But I do think that it's important to recognize every once in a while the things that we give up by doing so much on our computers. So let's look at what was gained by the process of making David. Every muscle, every vein, every joint just bends so naturally. It looks like he could just come alive and walk around. And in case you forgot, hammers and chisels don't have a Control-Z. Every stroke would have had to be so deliberate. Every attempt to smooth the stone would have had to be so precise. So what? It's super deliberate. How does that benefit me? Personally, I think it enhances your knowledge about something. There have been some studies that seem to indicate that people who take handwritten notes do better at remembering and retaining and learning things than people who take notes on a laptop. And I believe the reason for that is when you deliberately have to write each letter, you have to think about it more. You have to be a lot more deliberate in what it is that you are writing down. I don't know if there's anybody who has a better understanding of the human form than Michelangelo, and I think part of that is because he had to work in a very deliberate medium. Now, let's talk about the snowman. Admittedly, the likeness is not quite on par with what you see with David, but half the work was done by a 6-year-old, so, give it a break.
And the other half was done by you, so...
Shh! That's kind of the point. It was a collaborative project where two people were working together to make a piece of art. And there is a level of bonding there that I don't believe is available when you're working on a screen. With the advent of the internet and all of the software that can connect to the internet, you can be working with people collaboratively on projects anywhere in the world. But whether they're over in Hong Kong or they're just at your dinner table behind you, your focus must be on the screen in front of you to be able to make your craft. You don't have the chance to really learn something about them. This is gonna get kind of froofy, touchy-feely, but when I was building that snowman with my nephew, we could see each other moving around and working on stuff. We could see our posture, stooping down and picking up some snow. Even if our focus was narrowed on a certain section of the snowman, my hand would go and pat down some snow, and I could see his hand go and pat down some snow. And I could see in real time his expression as he squirted ketchup into the exit wounds. It's the little things in life. And while you can be super productive on a computer, you gain all the benefits and the drawbacks of having tunnel vision on a project. And I feel as though there's something lost there when you compare it to the experience of building a snowman. I could be wrong, so I invite you, get away from this computer that you're watching this on and go and make something with your hands. Write a poem in an actual book, draw something, build a snowman if there's snow outside. And let me know what your experience is. But if you have to stay on the computer, you can at least caption this photo. I think we'll have some fun with this. Whatever it is, I'm interested in seeing what you come up with. Mwah!